I just wanna stay bad, stay mad, chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back, I'll be swinging out. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and a little time. Be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I for the fight and the climb, and I think it's deep inside. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I hear what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't everything and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Man, oh man, oh man. What a cloudy day it is outside. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some information of my own on this Uncle Howdy gimmick. And I have some footage to show you guys of this other mask gimmick and who I believe is behind it. Plus, Austin Theory retains his United States Championship over Seth freaking Rollins. That Bray Wyatt gimmick for Alexa Bliss has got to get off of TV. That shit is garbage. They need to give her goddess gimmick back. And why I think her goddess gimmick it should benefit her going forward. We're going to go over all that. Plus, I have your WWE and AEW Wednesday afternoon news to go over. And so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IWN YouTube channel. This is your Monday Night Raw review for January the 3rd, 2022. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for all notifications. Hit the thumbs up on the stream. Let's get a lot of likes, minimum. for today's Raw review. Make sure you go check out all the other content that I have on the channel from last week. I was live Sunday night. I was live Sunday night streaming 2 Dragon Ball games that I thought I was really going to like, but that turned out to be the opposite. One of the Dragon Ball games, the first one was not good. The second one wasn't really as bad. I uninstalled both games easily last week. As soon as I ended the stream, I automatically uninstalled both Dragon Ball games because I didn't like them. I didn't like how the buttons were on the screen. I didn't like how the buttons were set up on the screen, and I really did. I thought it was going to be a game to where I could use my PS4 controller. That didn't work out well, you know. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. You can have me on Snapchat. Links to all my accounts, the links to my Facebook and Instagram accounts are in the description below. Like I said, go check out all the other content I have on the channel. If you missed my Monday Night Raw review from last week, it's on the channel. My Dynamite reviews on the channel as well. And my NXT review should be on there. So all you have to do is go to my channel and go to videos, or actually go to live, and they all should be on there. Either way, they're on the homepage as well. So you can look either on the homepage or on the live page on my YouTube channel. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get to the Monday Night Raw review. I'm not going to waste anybody's time, because I do have to be at work before. So, Monday Night Raw had its ups and downs. There were some things on the show that were great, and there were some things on the show that were not great. Now, the Raw opening started. They quickly cut to a shut off Bloodline members, Jimmy, Jay, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn, raising hell at ringside. Sikoa tossed a security guard over the barricade. Jimmy put on a broadcast team headset and said they were taking over the show. Zayn and the Usos tipped over the broadcast table. Zayn looked into the camera and said the Bloodline runs the show. Kevin Owens' entrance music played, and he walked out with a mic in his hand. Zayn spoke from the ring, told Owens that it was a hustle takeover. Zayn said people were going to get hurt and claimed that Owens was to blame. Owens said he could have sworn he had something to say, and that's why he had a microphone. Owens said that after hearing Zayn, he just wanted to punch him in the face. Owens tossed the mic aside, started to make his way toward the ring, basically. You know how typical talents make their way to the ring in typical fashion. That's what talent does. Typically, they make their way to the ring in their own fashion. But Adam Pearce ran out with security. Pearce called for Owens to stop. Pearce said the Bloodline has done this far too long. He said it's not happening anymore and told the security guards to remove the Bloodline from the ring and from the building. Sikoa wiped out security guards as they entered the ring. Owens ran to the ring and was immediately outnumbered. So Shelton, Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins, Luke Gallows, and Mustafa Ali ran, and they cleared the Bloodline from the ring. So when they cleared the Bloodline from the ring, once they cleared the Bloodline from the ring, the Bloodline started to exit through the crowd. Pierce told them they weren't getting out of Dodge that easily. Pierce said he was booking them in all matches. He was booking them all in matches, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Zayn yelled that whatever happened next was on Pierce's hands. Backstage, Byron Saxton interviewed Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair about her title match against Alexa Bliss. So then Saxton asked about Bliss's shifting behavior. Belair said she's not a victim. Belair said Bliss wanted a match while she wants to prove while the championship belongs with her. Now, the broadcast team, and I really hope to God that WWE somehow gets Kevin Patrick off of commentary. Kevin Patrick is terrible on commentary. They need to get him off of there. I was listening to JD's Monday Night Raw review on his podcast last night, and he's got a huge fucking point. He's absolutely right. I think they need to get Kevin Patrick off of commentary. He does sound terrible. Vince Joseph does sound terrible on commentary on NXT. Booker T himself sounds terrible on commentary. They need to get him off commentary. Those three commentators got to go. They sound terrible. They really do. They really do, man. They sound absolutely awful. Now, the broadcast team of Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves stood in front of the tipped over broadcast table. And obviously the commentators, I'm talking about Vince Joseph and Booker T from NXT, yeah, that commentary is terrible. It doesn't feel like the Mario Ranello commentary that we loved and enjoyed anymore. And Monday Night Raw, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like the Attitude Era commentary anymore. It doesn't feel like that, that commentary where Michael Cole and Corey Graves were commentating for Monday Night Raw. It doesn't feel like that anymore. The broadcast team of Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves stood in front of the tip over the broadcast table. Patrick said he didn't even get a chance to wish viewers a Happy New Year. Who cares? They hyped the two title matches and a special look at Cody Rhodes. They said the Raw Women's Championship match would kick things off. An NWO lit opening, the Bloodline attack, made for a fun start to the show. Now, honestly, my thoughts on this, man, these attacks are fairly tammy or stopped quickly. They really need to pack more of a punch if they are really going to keep doing these things. But it was still an energetic start to the show either way. It did give us something different than the usual heel stable promo. I will also say that Kevin Owens tried to attack 4 men by himself, made him look kind of dumb. But other than that, this worked well to get the crowd excited. But, am I the only one that's saying that Drew McIntyre and Sheamus shouldn't be on Monday Night Raw? What is Drew? I want to know, what the fuck is Drew McIntyre and Sheamus doing on Monday Night Raw? What business do they have? What business do they have being on Monday Night Raw? Oh, that's right. Because WWE, typical dumb fashion, WWE puts them on Raw because they had a match with the Usos, thinking that they have a history with the Usos. That's why they put Drew McIntyre and Sheamus on Monday Night Raw, because they have the history with the Usos. If you think that Sheamus and Drew McIntyre have a history with the Usos, you are either blindly stupid or dumb. No. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus should have not been on Monday Night Raw. That made no sense. It made no sense to have the babyfaces stand tall. What would have made more sense is to have the Bloodline stand tall over the babyfaces, not the fucking babyfaces standing tall over the heels to start the storyline. No, that's not the way it should have been. I don't agree with this whatsoever. Why would you have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus standing tall over Sami Zayn, Jimmy, Jay, and Solo Sikoa? It should have been the Bloodline standing tall over Kevin Owens and the Street Profits, not Sheamus and Drew McIntyre standing tall over the Bloodline. What are we doing here? Really? It was a good segment, but it would have been a lot better if the Bloodline was standing tall. Not Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus belongs on SmackDown, not on Raw. No, I'm not going to say get them out, but they don't belong. They don't belong on the show. They don't. If I feel like I have an issue with something, if I feel like I see something that I have an issue with, I'm going to call it out like it is. And that is one of the things that I wanted to call out. The next time, the Bloodline needs to be standing tall. The next time. They really, the Bloodline should have been standing tall last night on Monday Night Raw over the Street Profits and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Street Profits should have been on the ground, should have been laying on the ground. At least one of the Street Profits members should have been laying in the ring at least. And the Bloodline should have been in the ring. Should have been in the ring, standing tall and celebrating. That's what the Bloodline should have been doing. Should have been in the ring, standing tall and celebrating. Why would WWE have the Bloodline do the opposite? Why would WWE have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus come out and make the save and have them stand tall? I don't get that. I don't get that. The Bloodline should have been standing tall to start the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns feud. That's how I feel about it. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus has no fucking history with the Usos. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they had a match with the Usos or not. They have no freaking history with the Usos, man. They have not even feuded with the Usos. There's no freaking way, man. You mean to tell me Drew McIntyre, you mean to tell me they put Drew McIntyre and Sheamus on there because they have a history with the Usos and the Bloodline? Oh, because they're involved in the storyline. Give me a break. It should be Kevin Owens and the whole Bloodline feuding, not Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. I can see why the Street Profits are involved because they have a whole bunch of history with the Usos. I can see why the Street Profits were on there. They have a history with the Usos. They have a whole lot of history with them. They don't have a history with Solo Sikoa or Roman Reigns, though. They don't have a history with Sami Zayn, though. You see what I'm saying? I'm moving on, man. I'm not going to say nothing else. Moving on to the next one, man. The first match of the night, we got the Raw Women's title belt between Belair and Bliss. These two fought inside of War Games together. But after the Goddess took out the EST with a vase during their interview. 2 weeks ago, all bets were off. The champ nailed Bliss with a hard right hand immediately. Now, damn, I can't even say their names. Belair was sent out of the ring with a drop kick, but she ended up pulling Bliss out with her and swinging her into the barricade. Bliss continued to act as if she hasn't been having blackouts and weird moments recently, so the tension kept building. We never know if she was going to snap or not. None of us never knew that. And trust me, guys, when I tell you I watched the Monday Night Raw last night before I went to bed. Somebody wearing a strange mask then distracted Bliss from the crowd. Images flashed on the big screen that seemed to send her into a frenzy. She attacked the referee and then beat down the EST. Belair was bleeding from her chin by the time the attack was over. The ending of this bout was met with a mixture of confusion and silence. I'm going to be honest with you. This fucking Bray Wyatt gimmick they're going with for Alexa Bliss That shit has got to get off of TV. That is not it. That gimmick for Alexa Bliss is not it for her. Nobody wants to see Alexa Bliss go back to that Bray Wyatt gimmick, start fucking blowing fire at Randy Orton's eyes and all that. Nobody wants to see that freaking Bliss. Everybody wants to see the goddess gimmick. We want the goddess gimmick back on TV. Put it back on television. Why? Why do we got to be watching Alexa Bliss acting like she's a fucking egomaniac on fucking TV? Why we got Alexa Bliss acting like a fucking jobber on TV, man? Doing terrible things. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand this. Why can't WWE give Alexa Bliss her goddess gimmick back? I don't understand. Can anybody in the chat answer my questions to why WWE is not giving Alexa Bliss her goddess gimmick back? Anybody? Anybody that's watching the stream? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand it. Why? Her goddess gimmick is a lot better than the Bray Wyatt gimmick. In other words, her goddess gimmick is a lot better than the gimmick she is portraying to be now. This fucking gimmick she got now, this shit needs to get off of TV. This shit sucks. Really, this shit sucks. It needs to get off of TV. I'm pretty sure JD has said the same on his Monday Night Raw review. Clearly he did. This shit sucks, man. I don't like it either. I don't like it either. If you're hearing it from me, then that's a sign, and that should be enough to tell WWE. If you're hearing it from me, if you're hearing it from yours truly, IWN, that should be enough right there to tell WWE it's time to give Alexa Bliss her gimmick back. That should tell them right there. Me saying that the gimmick sucks, that right there should tell them that they need to give her her gimmick, her goddess gimmick back. I bet even Alexa Bliss herself didn't want to go back to that character. I'm pretty sure she feels fucking creeped out that WWE asked her to fucking go back to that character. I don't feel creeped out if WWE told me to fucking portray that gimmick on TV. Man, this gimmick has got to go. Bye-bye. It needs to get off of TV. It really does. The finish of this match, I don't think this was meant to be a part of a larger storyline. The conclusion is going to leave some fucking dumb, negative WWE, AEW stands and geeks in the community wanting more, I'm pretty sure. I'm telling you right now, wrestling fans like me don't want any more. I want to see the goddess gimmick Alexa Bliss back on TV feuding with Bianca Belair for that Raw Women's Championship. That's what I want to see, not the Bray Wyatt Alexa Bliss. No, I don't want to see that Bray Wyatt Alexa Bliss gimmick on TV. No, I'm sorry. I'll pass. I'm gonna have to pass on that one. This is not good. This has not been a good start to the feud, man. This feud has started off not right. This has not been a good start to the Alexa Bliss Bianca Belair feud at all. It really hasn't. They need to do better with this feud. I feel like there's something missing. I feel like there's something in this feud that's missing. I can't get out what it is, but there's something missing about this feud. Something in this feud is missing. I'm pretty sure you guys have it figured out sooner rather than later. Probably have it figured out before I will. We got Elias versus Solo Sikoa. This was a waste of time. Nobody wants to see a fucking squash match. I think this was a squash, clearly. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Nah, this match wasn't a squash, come to think of it. The squash matches we would get is the matches on AEW Dark Elevation and Dark. Nobody wants to watch those. Nobody wants to watch squash matches on TV. You serious? Give me a break. You got to be as dumb as green grass if you are invested in watching squash matches, especially 59-second, 1-2 minute squash matches. Now, while Adam Pearce was assigning matches for the Bloodline during a backstage segment, he booked Elias to battle Sikoa in a street fight since the Kroner wanted revenge for having his own guitar smashed over his back by the street champ. The enforcer of the Bloodline took control by cornering Elias, but it wasn't a one-sided battle. Elias was able to get in some decent shots to keep himself in the fight. They began using the instruments at ringside. After a few minutes, a guitar was smashed, a drum kit was knocked over, and we even saw a cowbell come into play. They fought all around the ring up to the Acel, I guess. I don't know. And on the stage, as they used whatever they could possibly get their hands on to inflict possible despicable damage. This wasn't fast-paced or exciting most of the time. The match was not all that. The match was a fucking waste of time. I'm just going to say it like that. Some of the weapon spots were fun. I will give them that. Hardy, a musician who was in attendance. Here we go with this shit. Why do we have celebrities on television? See, this is what I'm talking about. Why do we have celebrities on TV? We don't need celebrities on television. If they're not wrestlers, they shouldn't be on TV. Get them out. We don't need to see them on TV, on WWE television. We don't need to see celebrities on AEW television either. Get them out. We don't need to see them on TV. The only people that should be on TV are the wrestlers that are employed to WWE and AEW. Those are the only people we should be seeing on TV. On WWE television. We should not be seeing celebrities on TV. Why does WWE and AEW continue to bring celebrities, to get celebrities on TV? Can somebody answer that? Why? I'm not trying to sound like a complainer, but I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just being honest, man. Hardy, I don't even know who the fuck Hardy is. I know a Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, but I don't know this Hardy. He's a musician who was in attendance, decided to get involved by smashing a guitar over Sikoa's back when it had no effect on him. The singer bailed. Sikoa had a Samoan spike as Elias jumped off the top rope, and then he hit a side slam from the apron onto the piano for the win. The match was all right. It wasn't really great. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the greatest match of all time. I mean, come on. But the finish looked good. The only good thing about this match was the weapon spots in the finish. That's it. They could have gave Solo Sikoa a better opponent than Elias. I mean, come on, man. Really? Out of all the guys you have on the Monday Night Raw roster, you give Solo Sikoa Elias? Are you serious, man? Then we got the Usos and Sami Zayn versus Street Profits and Kevin Owens. Now, this was a match that invested my time in watching. I don't mind this. This was the best match on the show, easily. One of the best matches on the show. The other best match on the show was Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins. The Usos and Zayn were put in a 6-man tag team match with Owens. I blatantly enjoyed this. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins by Pierce while he was deciding how to handle the Bloodline's action at the top of the show as soon as KO and the Profits hit the ring. They automatically went after their opponents. Dawkins and Jimmy ended up being the first legal competitors once the referee called for the bell. Now, I'm going to tell you I'm going to give you guys the full scope as to what happened with this match between Kevin Owens, Street Profits, and the Bloodline. The Profits were, they pretty much wore Tennessee Titans gear. Dawkins sold for the heels early on. Owens tagged in, got the better of the Usos, and then teased going after Zayn, who dropped off the apron. Owens gave Zayn a crotch chop. The heels regrouped and worked over Owens, while Ford was shown looking distinct on the apron due to Belair's storyline injury. Jay superkicked Dawkins off the apron. Ford remained expressionless while looking down at his partner. Owens reached for the tag. Ford's mind was elsewhere. Owens slapped the chest of Ford to tag him into the match. So then Ford blocked strikes from Zayn. And Jimmy from the apron then performed a top rope dive onto both men. Graves said the Bloodline might regret waking up Ford, who actually had a flurry of offense on Zayn. Ford had Zayn pinned after frog splashing, but Jay ran in to break it up. Jay was set to ringside where Dawkins' shoulder blocked him. Ford tossed Zayn to ringside next to Jimmy and then performed a flip dive onto both men. Solo Sikoa arrived at ringside and went after Dawkins. Owens fought with Sikoa until Jay took out Owens with a superkick. Ford threw Zayn back in the ring and was distracted by Jimmy attempting to interfere. Ford cleared Jimmy from the apron with a punch, and then Zayn hit a distracted Ford with a haluva kick before pinning him. Bloodline members continued to attack the babyface afterwards. Sikoa grabbed a chair from ringside. Zayn had Sikoa give him the chair. But then Sheamus and Drew McIntyre showed up out of nowhere and took out Zayn and Sikoa on the floor and then cleared the Usos from the ring. Zayn told the Usos and Sikoa to hang back until Friday. There's some good things and there's some bad things I want to say about it. Good thing is Adam Pearce sure showed the Bloodline who won both of the matches. He booked them in. Anyway, it was a good six-man tag team match with Zayn getting a bounce back, win after losing the tag team match on SmackDown, which was the biggest tag team in SmackDown history. The greatest tag team match of 2022. The greatest tag team match in the history of SmackDown. Now, I wish they would end the fucking brand splits. I really wish they would end the brand splits, man. I really do. I'm not joking. The brand splits need to end. I'm not sure about the brand split rules, but I don't like this crossover, man. I really don't. I really don't like this crossover. Now, they booked Jimmy and Jey Uso defending their undisputed WWE Tag Team title match against, well, put it this way. The Usos are supposed to defend their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Now, that right there is the ultimate reason why Drew McIntyre and Sheamus showed up, but that's no excuse. It's no excuse, though. That's not their brand. They shouldn't be on there. Why are we getting this match again? This match, we already seen this match about like 1-2 times already. Why are we getting this match again? Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are not a tag team. Why are we booking this match for SmackDown? I gotta ask, why? The only team that should have been standing tall to end that segment is the Bloodline. The only faction that should have been standing tall over the babyfaces is the Bloodline. There's no reason why Drew McIntyre and Sheamus should be standing tall over the Bloodline. The Bloodline should be standing tall over Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Or, actually, not over Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, but over the Street Profits and Kevin Owens. The Bloodline should be standing tall over Kevin Owens and the Street Profits, not Drew McIntyre and Sheamus standing tall over the Bloodline. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you guys agree with me that the Bloodline should have been standing tall over the Street Profits and Kevin Owens instead of Drew McIntyre and Sheamus standing tall over the Bloodline? That's how I feel about it. That's what I think. I really do think that the Bloodline should have been standing tall over the Street Profits and Kevin Owens instead of Sheamus and Drew McIntyre standing tall over the Bloodline. Give me a break. This match should have never been booked for SmackDown. Nobody's going to watch it because they've seen it already. A lot of people's not going to watch the match. And on top of that, I probably said this already, but Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are not a tag team. Why are we booking the Usos against a paired up tag team that's not an actual tag team? I mean, give me a break. You got all the tag teams in the SmackDown Men's division. You could have easily booked Legado del Fantasma versus the Bloodline, but we all know they can't book that match because both teams are heels. You can't book a heel versus a heel, babyface versus babyface dynamic. Both of those dynamics make no sense. So, sounds to me like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown needs more tag teams then, if that's the case. If they're going to start pairing, if they're going to start booking the Usos against paired up tag teams. That's what that sounds like. Kevin Patrick hyped the Royal Rumble event, including the pitch black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Patrick also recapped AJ Styles suffering a broken ankle at a WWE live event last week. I did give you guys the news on that last Sunday, which was this past Sunday. And I did wish AJ Styles a full speedy recovery. Hopefully, he'll come back better than ever. Graves sent his best wishes to Styles, like I did when I was giving you guys your WWE Sunday Night News, right? Dexter Lumis versus Chad Gable with Otis at ringside. I'm not sure why we got this match. Lumis should not be feuding with Chad Gable and Otis. Lumis charged Gable, who ran away from him to start the match. Gable eventually shut down a run of Lumis offense with a German suplex. Lumis rolled to ringside. Gable followed and shoved him into the ring post. Otis tried to take a cheap shot, but Lumis avoided it, causing Otis to hit the ring post. Lumis returned to the ring and was rolled into a pin by Gable. Lumis reversed the pin and got the 3 count. The live crowd, continued to be very quiet during Lumis' match. Maybe because they know that Lumis was booked in a match that was a complete waste of time. Maybe that's why they were quiet. Maybe because the match was a complete waste of time and it was uninteresting. That's what happens when you put uninteresting bullshit on the show. You book uninteresting. There, something came out my throat. You book uninteresting matches, people are not going to watch. People are going to, at that point, leave the fucking arena and go home with a fucking mad look on their face. The more uninteresting, terrible matches you book, the more audience you lose. Simple. The more shitty segments, storylines you have going on television, the more audience you lose. The more viewers you lose, man. Simple as that. Dexter Lumis should not be feuding with Chad Gable or Otis at this point. He should be feuding with a singles competitor. Why do we got Lumis booked in a match against a tag team? Who wants to see Lumis go up against a tag team? Now, I understand it would be different if Lumis had a tag team partner. It would have been different if Lumis had a tag team partner, man. I mean, that's just me. I'm just saying. It'd be different if we got Lumis and Gargano versus Chad Gable and Otis, which is what we should have gotten, I think, on Monday Night Raw. We should have gotten Lumis and Gargano versus Otis and Chad Gable. Chad Gable could be Johnny Gargano's first feud in WWE. I wouldn't mind seeing Johnny Gargano and Chad Gable going at it. That would be a fucking great fucking match, man. Lumis and Gable, I don't know. Not my cup of tea, man. Not my cup of tea. This match was absolutely nothing special. Another waste of time. Another waste of time, man. Another uninterested match that nobody had their invested their time in watching. Another match that nobody gave a shit about whatsoever. Another match that people said, you know what? I'm tired of WWE and their fucking creative garbage. I'm leaving the fucking arena. Match was a waste of time, man. Gable always does look as smooth as silk, though. He can only do so much when the booking is mediocre. When the booking is 50-50 garbage. A Cody Rhodes video aired. He spoke about returning at and it being a shot at the first team he's ever had. Clips aired of Dusty Rhodes along with Cody, stating his desire to win the championship that his late father never did. The video also indicated it included the footage of Cody beating Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell, despite wrestling with a torn pectoral muscle. Patrick labeled this the first part of the video. I'm even tired of saying Kevin Patrick's name. That's how terrible he is on commentary. Damage Control's Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai were shown walking backstage in the background. And it's safe to say that Damage Control gets yet another win on Monday Night Raw. Oh, congrats. Yeah, they should have already been getting wins. They should have been getting wins since their debut. They should have been getting wins to establish themselves as the most faction in the Monday Night Raw Women's Division. Why are they getting wins now? When they should have been getting wins. When they should have already been getting wins in their debut, in their returns. But nevertheless, they finally get yet another win again on Monday Night Raw. It's great to see Damage Control getting wins, though. It is great to see them getting wins when they should have already gotten wins in their in-ring returns or whatever. In the background, Adam Pearce could be seen chatting with MVP Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Now, this could be teasing the Hurt Business reunion. It's me. That's just me saying that. We could be getting the Hurt Business back. You know, they are a tag team. They're a faction. An ad for SmackDown hyped the Usos versus Sheamus and McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. Oh boy, I can't wait. The same old match we got months ago. And questions, what's next for new SmackDown Women's champion, Charlotte Flair. Nobody cares about Charlotte Flair. Please, get Charlotte Flair and her gimmick off of TV. Get Charlotte Flair off of TV. And folks, I never said get Alexa Bliss off of TV. You never heard me say that. All I said was get her Bray Wyatt gimmick off of TV. All I said was we need her goddess gimmick back on TV, not the Bray Wyatt gimmick that Alexa Bliss is portraying as right now. I never said Alexa Bliss needs to get off TV. No, Alexa Bliss is great on TV. She is great in the ring. She got pretty beautiful looks. She has that, but her Bray Wyatt gimmick has got to go. Seriously. Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota made their entrance. Bayley recalled the faction being born at SummerSlam. Bayley also boosted that she beat Becky Lynch, claimed that she did it all by herself. Becky Lynch made her entrance with a mic in hand. Lynch said it's the same thing week in and week out from Bayley. Lynch called Bayley a fraud. She said it took Bayley years and years to get out of somebody's shadow, and it only took her a year to pull her right back there. Lynch recalled calling Sky and Kai lackeys for Bayley. It said it's actually the other way around. Lynch said Sky and Kai do the hard work. It's only a matter of time before someone turns on someone else. Bayley said Lynch was just upset because she lost. Lynch said she doesn't get mad when she loses. She gets better. Lynch and Bayley. Lynch said Bayley made a good point when she said it all started in Nashville. Then said they could end it in Nashville. Bayley laughed at her and said no. Bayley said she already beat Lynch fair and square. She said that since Lynch has an obsession with Kai and Sky, she should find a partner. Lynch said she didn't have her phone on her, but said she would take her chances in a 2-on-1 handicap match. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Dakota Kai and Io Sky with Bayley versus Becky Lynch and a partner took place. Obviously, Lynch's partner was Mia Yim. If I'm right, I might not be right. I might be wrong. Oh yeah, I was right. It's Mia Yim, known as Miakin. No, I'm calling her Mia Yim. I'm not calling her Miakin. No. I don't know why they gave her that fucking name. Why can't you just let her have Mia Yim instead of Miakin? Why does it have to be Miakin? Why? Why? For what? The broadcast team said Adam Pearce made the match official and emphasized that it was being fought under tag team rules. The champs got the better of Lynch in and around the ring for a stretch. Miakin's entrance music played. I hate that name. They really need to get rid of that name for her. It doesn't sound right. She ran out and stood on the apron. Lynch tagged in Miakin, who got the better of the champs. Lynch hit Kai with a missile dropkick and covered her for a 2 count. Lynch and Miakin followed up with a double superplex. Miakin made the cover. Sky ran in and broke it up. A short time later, Miakin used her legs to drive Kai's face into the match, which drew gaps from the crowd. Miakin had the pin. I'm not even sure if the crowd was invested in this show or not. I imagine they weren't. Given that we had matches that were a waste of time, the only 2 best matches on the show was Kevin Owens and the Street Profits versus the Bloodline, and Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. Those were the only 2 matches, the only 2 best matches on the fucking show. Obviously, to be honest, that's my opinion. In my opinion, those were the 2 best matches that stood out to me. Those were the two best matches that were exciting. It had feel. It had storylines written all over them. Such excitement out of these two best matches, man. That's what you want as a wrestling fan, right? Mia Yim got the pin. Bayley put Kai's foot over the bottom rope. Lynch attacked Bayley. Mia Yim hit Soul Food on Kai, but Sky had tagged in and performed her moonsault on Mia Yim and pinned her. There was no mention of Mia Yim. No mention of Mia Yim at all. So apparently, WWE is going by her name Megan again. Why? Why? Why can't they just mention Mia Yim? That is better. That's better than Megan right there. It was well booked. I think, oh yeah, you know what? I think Vince and Bruce, who's to say Vince is still working under the shadows in WWE? Bruce is still there. Bruce had to be the one to give her that name. It couldn't have been Paul Levesque or Stephanie McMahon. It had to be Bruce Pritchard. Bruce had to be the one to give her that name, man. That name sounds awful. They did. No. No. Get that name off the TV. Get it out. No. They need to stick with Mia. Megan doesn't sound right at all. Doesn't sound right. That name does not fit her perfectly at all. Period. That name's got to go. Now, I like that Lynch sold as much as she did before Megan arrived. I don't even like saying the name. That's how you know it doesn't sound right. The name sounds weird, man. It sounds irrelevant. It sounds non-existent. The name does. The man is great, but she shouldn't be Superman. Let's be honest, folks. I also like the finish in the match. You know, I also like the finish in the match. The fact that the tag champs, didn't really take a needless non-title loss. It put heat on Bayley without doing any damage to Lynch. I didn't mind that. It wasn't the best match on the show, though. Backstage, Kathy Kelly interviewed Seth Rollins, who asked the crowd who was ready to sing. He said 2023 was looking a lot like 2022 with the Bloodline showing up and Austin Theory trying to take his spot. Rollins said Monday nights will belong to him as long as he's breathing. And so would the United States Championship later in the night. Rollins will do everything he can, which he digs because that's how much the title means. Rollins said Theory is good, but he's not me. Oh, great. We got another celebrity, another musician on TV. My God, man. When is WWE ever going to learn? Musician Jimmy Allen was shown in the crowd and introduced by Mike Rome. The broadcast team recapped the end of the Raw Women's Championship match. Backstage, Byron Saxton interviewed Bliss, who still had dried blood under her nose. Okay. Now, that is something I didn't want to say. It's too much information. I'm sorry. Saxton said Bliss appeared to have completely lost control. Bliss said she gained control over Bianca Belair's headspace. Bliss said Belair now knows that she is the only threat and that the Raw Women's Championship belongs to her. Pretty much that's what she said. Footage aired of Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley showing up for Christmas at Dom's grandfather's house, which led to Dominic being arrested. I don't know why they showed that. Didn't they not show that last week? Didn't they not show that on YouTube? On the WWE Network? Why is it being shown again? New footage aired of Dominic wearing a white tank top. He said it's not a game. He said he served hard time. Dom said prison changes a man. He said people might think it's over for him. But he's just getting started. Now, Dom put a toothpick in his mouth and said he would see mommy again. I gotta imagine what Rhea Ripley is calling Dominique Mysterio at this point, given that Dominique Mysterio is Mexican. Puppy! Puppy Chilo! Puppy! Puppy! That's probably what she calling him. Hardin convict county jail Dom. Or prison Dom is hilarious. I love both of them holiday videos they produced. The holiday videos weren't bad. Now, some of you guys probably assume this will all lead to a great showdown match between Rey and Dom at WrestleMania, which is a WrestleMania caliber match, in my opinion. It needs to be booked at this point. A Braun Reed video package aired. Rey Mysterio versus Dominique. I can tell you right now. I'm telling you right now. Rey Mysterio versus Dominique is better than Chad Gable versus Lumis. It's better than fucking Solo Sikoa versus Elias. Once the Bronson Reed video package aired, Ray thanked Hardy for Sold Out being the official Royal Rumble theme, and once again pointed out that Hardy will perform the song live at the Rumble. Also, that explains why the musicians were on Monday Night Raw. Nobody cares. Seth Rollins made his entrance. Now, it just hit some of you guys that Reed didn't get involved in Dexter Lumis' segment. Hopefully, it means Reed will be his own man and won't play the role of Miz's musical or tag partner in a feud with Lumis and Johnny Gargano. That's my thoughts on that. There. But we got the main event, Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. This was the other best match on Monday Night Raw. The main event of the show, main event of the night, saw Theory put his United States Championship on the line against the former champion, Rollins. The crowd sang along with Rollins' music. I tell you, man, Rollins he is fucking great. Rollins is getting it over so well with the crowd. Easily one of my favorite gimmicks, easily one of my favorite theme songs in WWE. The crowd sang along with Rollins' music, and for a little while after it stopped playing. Given the last 25 minutes of the show, they didn't need to rush into anything. They played a few mind games, and the visionary encouraged the crowd to keep singing his music. These guys have worked together multiple times and have continued to gain more chemistry with each encounter. So it was no surprise that this ended up being the best match of the night. After a long, entertaining, and competitive fight, Theory was able to win with a low blow and his finisher. You could almost feel the enthusiasm of the crowd get sucked out of the arena when the referee counted to 3. This was an entertaining main event. Hopefully, Rollins was embellishing, but there was a lot of communication between him and both officials. You guys probably know, but I can tell you right now that I'm not sure how the finish was affected. And I'm pretty sure you all like the result of Theory stealing the win. I didn't mind it. I mean, that's what heels are supposed to do, so I didn't have a problem with it. Overall, it was a solid show. It really was. Now, the biggest disappointment on the show, the biggest disappointment of the show was the matches. They were a waste of time, and they weren't all that fun. They weren't all that good. That was the biggest disappointment on Monday Night Raw. Those matches. The matches. I'm talking about Solo Sikoa versus Elias and Lumis versus Chad. Nah. I'm sorry, man. And I noticed that there were no Royal Rumble developments unless you count the announcement of Hardy performing live at the event. They didn't bother to advertise anything for next week's Raw. They didn't advertise anything for next week's Raw as if they didn't give a shit. As if they didn't care. But some of the matches on the show were big disappointments to me. The matches that were big disappointments to me were Solo Sikoa versus Elias and Lumis versus Chad Gable. They were nothing special. They were not good. I'm not sure why we got Lumis in a match against Gable. Shit like that, nobody's going to watch. Chad Gable versus Johnny Gargano, that's a match that people are going to watch. That's better than Lumis versus Chad Gable. I would have went with Johnny Gargano versus Chad Gable easily for Monday Night Raw. As far as Solo Sikoa goes, I would have went with Solo Sikoa. I would have went with Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw. It should have been Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa easily. We've never seen Solo Sikoa versus KO go at it yet in a singles match. So Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano versus Chad Gable should have been booked for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Why they weren't booked, I don't know. I don't know, man. Half of this show feels like fucking Bruce Pritchard wrote it, to be honest. Feels like Bruce Pritchard produced and wrote this show. That's what it felt like to me. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for your January the 3rd, 2022 Monday Night Raw review. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, please. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and take a 2-3 minute break because I need to clear my mind because some of this shit on this show was not good. The matches, the short matches on this show was a waste of time. The best match, the only best matches on the show, the only greatest matches on the show was Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens and the Street Profits versus the Bloodlines, Jimmy, Jay, and Sami Zayn. That was it. That's it. But it definitely feels like Bruce Pritchard produced and wrote this show. Definitely. Feels like Bruce Pritchard and his administration writing this show. Which is not a good feeling at all. It's not a good feeling at all, man. When you still have Bruce in WWE. Not a good feeling. They need to fire Bruce Pritchard. Get rid of Bruce Pritchard. Why is he still there? Why? Get him out. Get him out, man. Why is he still there? Anyways. Guys, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. When I come back, I'll be giving you guys your WWE Tuesday afternoon news, and then that's going to do it for me. I'm going to have to get ready from work after that. And I also have some information of my own on this Uncle Howdy gimmick, and I have some information on the other mask figure that popped up in the dark behind LA Knight, and who I think that person is behind that mask. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what was going on with that. I don't know what was going on with my PowerPoints. My countdown intros kept coming up. I'm thinking, why are two of my countdown intros coming up when there should only be one? That's what happens when you have technical difficulties sometimes. Anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and give you guys your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news that you all been waiting for. I'm pretty sure. We're going to go ahead and start with your WWE Tuesday afternoon news on the current favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble. There are some people saying that Rhea Ripley is going to win it, and there are people out there saying that Becky Lynch is going to win it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was favoring Sasha Banks to win it, but she looks like she's not going to be back in WWE. She has booked her flight to New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I don't blame her because they treated her like complete. I felt like they treated her and Naomi like complete shit. You have to remember, Sasha Banks and Naomi literally went to Charlie Laurinaitis' office and dropped their women's tag team titles off in his office on his desk and just walked out on Johnny Laurinaitis, Vince McMahon, and Bruce Prichard and their administration in the entire WWE universe, which I thought was the right move, which I thought was the right thing to do, to be honest. But there is a current favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble, apparently. Like I say, some are going for Becky, some are going for Rhea Ripley. The Rumble is set to take place on January the 28th from the San Antonio, Texas Stadium. Like always, the Royal Rumble will be headlined by the two Royal Rumble matches, where the winner will get a shot at the title of their choosing in the main event of WrestleMania. Bet Online released the betting odds for the Women's Royal Rumble match, and it looks like Becky Lynch or Rhea Ripley are the odds-on favorite to win the match. It says, and I quote, Becky Lynch plus 250, Rhea Ripley plus 250, Charlotte Flair plus 400, Bayley 5,500, Raquel Rodriguez 800, Alexa Bliss 1,200, Asuka 1,400, Liv Morgan 1,600, Bianca Belair 2,000, Io Sky 4,000, Ronda Rousey 500, or should I say 5,000 maybe? I don't know. Shayna Baszler 1,500, Ronda Rousey 1,500, Dakota Kai 1,500, 50,000 I'm guessing. No, actually, let's go back and start over again because I'm saying it all wrong. I'm getting it mixed up. Becky Lynch 250, Rhea Ripley 250, Charlotte Flair 400, Bayley 500, Raquel Rodriguez 800, Alexa Bliss 1,200, Asuka 1,400, Liv Morgan 1,600, Bianca Belair 2,000, Io Sky 4,000, Ronda Rousey 5,000, Shayna Baszler 5,000, Xia Li 5,000, Dakota Kai 5,000, Carmelo 6,600, Shotzi 8,000. I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. 8,000. Nikki Ash 8,000. Don't drop 100,000. Selena Vega 100,000. Natalia 100,000. Sonya Deville 100,000. Lacey Evans 100,000. Zoe Stark 100,000. Blair Davenport 100,000. Miku Satomura 100,000. and I'm not going to say the other numbers. So and so. There are so many lists of female wrestlers in this Royal Rumble. So Becky Lynch, 250, Rhea Ripley, 250. So I'm guessing the two remaining women that are going to be in the ring are Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. I think the right move I think the right decision here is to have Rhea Ripley win. Having Rhea Ripley win is the right decision. She deserves a title shot, in my honest opinion. She is having the best run of her career. She's living her best life, man. And I think Rhea Ripley absolutely deserves more of a title shot than Becky Lynch. Just be honest, Becky Lynch doesn't need to be champion. She needs to be putting over talent. Becky Lynch needs to be putting over and building up young talent at this point. Becky Lynch has won all the championships in WWE. At this point, it's Rhea Ripley's time right now. It's Rhea Ripley's time to be the Raw Women's Champion. So if I was WWE Triple H creative, if I was the Triple H administration, I would have Rhea Ripley walking out as the winner of the 30 Women's Royal Rumble. Who I think she should challenge? Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. You book Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship for WrestleMania 39. That is how WWE should do it. And as soon as the fallout, as soon as the day of the fallout coming out of the Royal Rumble gets here, that is when they need to start the Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair feud. So again, if I was the Triple H administration, I would have Rhea Ripley walk out as the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. Have her cut a promo on Monday Night Raw. Have her call out Bianca Belair. Have her say something like, Bianca Belair, I challenge you to a match at WrestleMania 39 for the Raw Women's Championship. Then Bianca Belair comes out, holds up the title in front of Rhea Ripley, and that sets up the Rhea Ripley-Bianca Belair feud. Question is, how good are they going to book it? How good are they going to produce it and write it on TV? We'll have to find out. We'll have to see. It better be produced and written good. The match better be booked good. Or we're going to have some issues. WWE's going to have some problems, man. I'm telling you right now. We'll see if Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair books the match for WrestleMania 39. I doubt it. It needs to be booked. They need to book it. It makes sense. It's a WrestleMania caliber match. Power versus power. Strength versus strength. You want to talk about speed versus speed? Rhea Ripley has Bianca Belair's number. She is on Bianca Belair's level. She is on Bianca Belair's level, man. Legitimately. I will not be surprised if WWE has plans to book Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39, keeping it secret. Keeping it secret from us, fans. Us fans already know that Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship is being booked for WrestleMania 39. The WWE might as well reveal to us those plans. There's no need for them to keep it secret any longer. We already know what they're booking. As far as the SmackDown Women's Championship goes, I don't even care. SmackDown Women's division sucks at this point. I just don't even care about the SmackDown Women's Championship match being booked. I don't. I really don't, man. I don't think Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship is the right move going forward for WrestleMania. I don't think that's the right match. I don't think they should be booking that. Charlotte Flair needs to take her freaking gimmick and her entrance and herself and get off of television. Nobody wants her back on TV. Nobody. I'm telling you right now. There are some Charlotte Flair haters like myself in the community that do not want her back on TV. But we'll see whether they book Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship or not. Like I said, it's the right creative decision. It's the right call, and it's the right move. They need to book that match. It creatively makes sense to me. Now, the card for the 2023 Royal Rumble is the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. The Women's Royal Rumble match, Men's Royal Rumble match. Those are the matches booked for the 2023 Royal Rumble. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but I have my Royal Rumble 2023 watch along on the channel. So all you have to do is go give it a like. I can't even talk right today, man. It's probably because I ain't had nothing to eat. That's probably why I've been talking and misspelling stuff. I am feeling a little bit dizzy, and I do need to eat something because I'm on medication and stuff too. And I smoke too. I've been smoking less though. I haven't been smoking like every day. You know what I mean? I smoke when I feel like it, when I want to, when I feel like it's necessary, when I feel like I'm stressed out, when I feel like if I feel like I'm bored and stressed out, I'm gonna smoke. I don't feel that way. But anyways, what are y'all's thoughts on that developing story? Let me know. Anyways, guys, we're going to move on to the next WWE Wednesday afternoon news. This one is on Tony Khan. Now, if it's on Tony Khan, it should be AEW news, not WWE news, ringside news. No homo, man. I'm not trying to be rude. Tony Khan understands why WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling are working together. Oh, but I thought he understands months ago, though. Yeah. Either way, Carl Anderson returned to WWE to reform the OC alongside Luke Gallows and AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw, but still had loose ends on his part when it comes to his obligations to New Japan Pro Wrestling, following a tumultuous couple of months. Oh, and speaking of Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, that Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey match was so terrible that now there's news going around that Naomi is going to be appearing on Wrestle Kingdom 17 pay-per-view along with Sasha Banks. That's how bad Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship was. And then you wonder why Sasha Banks booked her flight to Japan. Then you wonder why Naomi is never coming back to WWE because of creative garbage matches like that. Charlotte Flair's return, I was told, did not sit well with a lot of people. Rightfully so. She's fucking awful. She has the worst moonsaults in WWE. Nobody wants to see Charlotte Flair do the same old shit in the ring every week. That's like Ronda Rousey. She does the same stuff in the ring every week, man. Same with Maria Shafir. She does the same old stuff in the ring every week. Hey, wonder why nobody's watching Elevation in Dark anymore. Anderson finally wrestled as the Never Open Weight champion on December the 14th last year. Now, while still working in WWE while speaking to Fightful Select, Rocky Romero noted that he frequently speaks with Tony Khan. Romero revealed that Tony Khan isn't shy about asking questions, but understand why it was all hyping and it's okay with WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling relationship. As for Anderson, he will be defending his title against Tama Tonga at Wrestle Kingdom 17. I think that's Jimmy and Jay's Usos' other cousins. They have another cousin that's aligned with Tama Tonga too. I forgot his name. I don't remember. I will eventually see him at Wrestle Kingdom 17 because I will be watching Wrestle Kingdom 17 and I will be live the Wrestle Kingdom 17 watch along. I'm going to be starting on the thumbnail in the background whenever I get myself settled when I come home from work tonight. I'll have Wrestle Kingdom 17 scheduled. The NXT review will be live Wednesday morning. It'll be live Wednesday morning. I'm probably going to be late because I do have to get my haircut tomorrow. Guys, I kind of will be late for the Wrestle Kingdom 17 pay-per-view. Just so you know, I want to give you a heads up now because the barbershops for the last 2 weeks have been closed, and that is why my beard is growing the way it is. That's why my hair looks looks like it's in base form, like the cheating Goku, because I ain't got my haircut. Supposed to be getting my haircut tomorrow. And it's supposed to be around maybe, I don't know. Well, I'm supposed to be getting my haircut in the morning. In the morning, actually. I'm supposed to get it in the morning. So, actually, I just thought about it. It just came in my head. Just not too long ago, it just came in my head. I just thought about it. I forgot. I remember talking to my grandmother on the phone about when we're going to be getting our haircut. So, I'm getting my haircut in the morning. And don't worry, the Wrestle Kingdom 17 watch along will still be live on time. It'll be live on time. At that moment when I thought about it, it just like clicked. It just came to me. But as I was saying, as I was reading to you guys, as for Anderson, he will be defending his title against Tama Tonga at Wrestle Kingdom 17 on January the 4th. We'll have to see who will end up winning the match. Take on the story. Guys, I got some news on Sasha Banks. Guess what? She is a free agent. Yes, folks, I don't stutter. I'm not lying. Sasha Banks is a free agent. She actually is. Now, it says here that Sasha Banks debuted in WWE NXT back in 2012, and in just 3 years, she became a big star there. However, her time in WWE came to an abrupt end after she walked out in the middle of Raw back in May. Thanks to the new year, Sasha Banks is a free agent now. The boss is no longer a WWE superstar. Charlotte Sapp Fightful reminded fans that Banks' WWE contract was set to expire on New Year's Eve, 2022. If that's the case, then Sasha Banks is no longer Sasha Banks, basically, which is why she trademarked Mercedes move. It says here, and I quote, "Good morning. Mercedes Renato is free to take wrestling bookings." End quote. If Banks wrestles again, she will use her true name, Mercedes Renato, or Moon Renato, a trademark she registered over the holidays. Banks reportedly agreed to leave the company at some time during the summer. Her most recent contract didn't expire until the end of the year, hence her inability to show up elsewhere until now. Aside from the fact that Banks appears to be done with WWE, the former women's champion tweeted a not-so-subtle message implying she's on the verge of a fresh beginning. She is expected to appear at Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. The boss tweeted out a photo of a billboard advising people not to be frightened to start new, which she may do in only 2 days. Do you think Sasha Banks will ever return to WWE, guys? My answer is no, obviously. She's a free agent now. If she's a free agent, that means she can go wherever she wants to go. She doesn't have to return to WWE. She's not, because of Vince and Bruce and their administration's shitty creative and how they were treated on TV. Austin Theory's WWE live event absence was not due to injury. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that Austin Theory is not injured in any way. Meltzer added that he is not aware why Theory was pulled from the event in the first place. Says here, and I quote, "Theory on Friday was not in Toronto, but I was told," he says, Dave Meltzer says, "I was told it's not an injury or anything like that. I don't know if it was an issue going across the border. I was told that Theory is going to be a wrestling Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, and there's no problem or no injury." Yeah, that's how you know I need to eat, because I'm not getting my stuff right. I'm not. I'm not reading my stuff right, man. We're going to have to wait and see how Austin Theory will be booked as the United States champion in the coming weeks. By the looks of it, it is clear that Theory and Rollins feud is far from over, which I knew that already by watching the show. Do you guys like Austin Theory? Roman Reigns' current WWE schedule compared to Hulk Hogan has seemingly been reviewed. So throughout the whole calendar year, that was 2022, Tribal Chief has competed in only 10 on-screen matches. Due to his more limited schedule, Roman Reigns has been criticized for being similar to Brock Lesnar while speaking. During a recent episode of Extreme Life of Matt Hardy talked about Roman Reigns' current schedule in WWE. Hardy went on to compare Roman Reigns to Hulk Hogan due to their limited appearances, which make each appearance all the more special. It says here, and I quote, this is what Matt Hardy says. He says, to me, it's almost feels reminiscent of back in the day when I was growing up and a big fan. When I first got hooked on wrestling, and Hulk Hogan, his wrestling appearances were so limited on TV anyway. If you're seeing him, it's a special big moment, end quote. Triple H has already made a decision regarding his WrestleMania 39 plans. We'll have to wait and see whether Roman Reigns will end up losing both of his titles before the show of shows this year. What's y'all's take on this story about Roman Reigns? Let me know in the live chat, please. Please and thank you. WrestleMania 39, there's legit sellouts for both nights. WrestleTix has been tracking the WrestleMania 39 ticket sales, and according to their data, the first batch of tickets is nearly sold out. SoFi Stadium has a maximum capacity of over 100,000 people, but the venue is currently configured for 51,146 fans. We're fast approaching a sellout for both nights. That is good news. It says here, and I quote, WrestleMania Saturday, 49,584 tickets distributed, 97% with 1,562 still available, and 3,164 for sale on the secondary market. Stub Hog, ETC. WrestleMania Sunday, 50,114 tickets distributed, 98% with 1,132 still available, and 3,246 for resale, end quote. Fans who are interested in snagging a ticket should act fast if they are interested in attending WrestleMania 39 because only a limited number of tickets are still available. Fans may purchase tickets for Saturday night, Sunday night, or a combo pack for both nights. You better minimize that time while you're at it, man. I'm telling you. It's possible that WWE doesn't want to leave money on the table in the event that WrestleMania 39 sells out before bell time. We've seen WWE open up more sessions to meet the demand before it may happen again. Just beware of any seat that says obstructive view because WWE will always sell the seats behind their entrances, mega screens. Did you guys get your tickets for WrestleMania 39 yet? Let me know in the live chats. And you don't have to. That's if you want to. It's up to you. WWE plans to open new 13-story headquarters in April. According to CT Insider, it was reported that WWE's new headquarters will be opening by the end of the first quarter of 2023. Now, it will be a 13-story building, while the rest of the office and production space in a new hall, which covers roughly 40,000 square feet. Good God Almighty, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. Wow, I would not want to be in no 100,000 square feet tower, man. Would you guys want to be in a 100,000 square feet tower, man? No way. No way, man. That is scheduled to open in mid-2023, says Ringside News. The headquarters is located at 707 Washington Boulevard, as revealed by a WWE spokesperson. The company plans on moving all of its Stanford-based employees to the new headquarters this year. After all the offices will be open, more than 800 employees will be part of the system there. The spokesperson added that the current headquarters is not for sale, but they would entertain discussions with interested parties. We'll have to see whether the new headquarters will bring about more productivity in the long run. What's y'all's take on this? The next WWE superstar joining Sasha Banks in Japan ahead of New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 17. I'm guessing you guys already know who it is because I just told you her name. I just told you her name earlier. Obviously, it's Naomi. Ever since Sasha Banks walked out of the WWE several months ago, she hasn't stepped back in the ring, has made few public appearances. While everyone predicted that Sasha Banks will make her WWE return under the new regime, fans were stunned when it was reported that Banks would be making an appearance at Wrestle Kingdom 17. Of course, Banks didn't walk out of WWE alone. She might not appear in Japan Pro Wrestling alone either. WWE insiders now reporting that Sasha Banks will not be alone in Tokyo this week, as her former tag team partner, Naomi. I said it in the open. Man. Naomi is also slated to be in Japan as of this Friday. There is no official confirmation regarding whether she will appear at Wrestle Kingdom, says PW Insider, says Ringside News. Oh, man, it's obviously going to happen, man. I mean, they're just trying to cover it up, man. They're trying to cover it up. They know it's going to happen. Says here in that quote, PWInsider.com also exclusively confirmed that Banks' WWE Women's Tag Team Championship partner, Trinity Naomi Fatu, is currently slated to be in Japan should Fatu appear in some fashion at Wrestle Kingdom 17 in some fashion. It will be her first appearance in wrestling circles since she and Banks walked out of a May SmackDown taping. End quote. However, should she decide to show up at the Tokyo Dome, it will be her first appearance in wrestling circles since she and Sasha Banks walked out of the company. It was not noted that Naomi is planned to be part of Wrestle Kingdom at this point. This could mean that Naomi is coming to support her friend Sasha Banks. While we know that Sasha Banks will be at Wrestle Kingdom, Ringside News still don't know in what capacity will she make an appearance. Is she going to be just a special guest or will challenge someone to a match? Have to wait and see. Obviously, Sasha Banks versus Kairi Sane is slated for Wrestle Kingdom 17. It's probably going to happen. I don't know. That's what I was told. But we don't know if that's happening or not yet. We'll have to see. What's y'all's take on this story? Look in my throat, man. So, all of Vince McMahon's WrestleMania 39 plans have apparently changed. Thank God. Thank God Triple H and his administration is not sticking with Vince McMahon's plans. Vince McMahon's WrestleMania 39's plans, I imagine, have to be one of the worst WrestleMania plans ever. His plans probably suck so bad that Triple H that it gave Triple H a reason to fucking change Vince McMahon's plans. It gave Triple H and his administration a reason to get rid of Vince McMahon's plans for WrestleMania 39. Which I'm completely glad they did. Thank goodness. It says here that the road to WrestleMania will kick off with the Royal Rumble later this month on January the 28th. My 24th birthday would be done passed by then. The month leading up to WWE's biggest show almost always involves some of the most memorable storylines because they are usually planned months in advance. However, this year is quite different. Fightful Select is reporting that WWE is still making changes to its WrestleMania plans. Fightful further confirmed that Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch is no longer in the works for WrestleMania. Thank God. Nobody wants to see that match. We saw that match like 3 or 4 times already. Get it out. Get rid of it. Triple H saw this and said, we're not producing that. Get rid of it. One top talent informed Fightful that Rousey is expected to have a big match at WrestleMania. While Becky Lynch is bothered that her match isn't happening, WWE is still unsure what her match will be. The outlet was informed that any plans Vince McMahon had prior to his departure isn't set for show any longer. Triple H looked at Vince McMahon's plans and said, I guarantee you he looked at Vince McMahon's WrestleMania 39 plans and said, no sir, this has to go. Probably told his administration to get rid of it. He probably ripped Vince McMahon's WrestleMania 39 plans into shreds. All the scripts that Vince McMahon wrote, Triple H probably ripped it up and set it on fire. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Good. No more Vince McMahon creative in WWE. No more. No more Vince Bruce administration. No more terrible producing, writing, and 50-50 garbage booking. No more of that. I'm still seeing a little bit of that, though. A tiny bit of that. While it was presumed that Cody Rhodes would challenge for the WWE Championship, sources inside Creative informed Fightful that it wasn't outright told to them. It wasn't really outright told to them, in other words. That's what I'm saying. It was also reported that Logan Paul, The Rock, and John Cena aren't confirmed for the show yet, while it was reported that Austin Theory versus John Cena was planned for WrestleMania. I see that match happening. I don't mind seeing a match like that. As long as John Cena has a match, as long as John Cena has a match for WrestleMania 39, it's fine. As long as he has a match, man. As long as he can boost up the WrestleMania 39 ratings and viewership. Hopefully. Hopefully the viewership for WrestleMania 39 goes up and doesn't go down. Now, there have been pitches for Cody Rhodes versus John Cena prior to the regime change. No, we don't need, no. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, no. That match, no. We don't need to see that match. Not yet. Not at least until Cody Rhodes is a heel. If Cody Rhodes was a heel, yeah. Heel Cody Rhodes versus babyface John Cena, yeah. Not right now. Cody Rhodes and John Cena are both babyfaces. Why would you want to book Cody Rhodes versus... First of all, why would you want to book a babyface versus a babyface? That makes no sense. I said that. Even a heel versus a heel makes no sense. Those dynamics make no sense whatsoever. That is not the match you would book for WrestleMania. The match you would book for WrestleMania for John Cena is Austin Theory versus John Cena, not Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. It says here, and I quote, from Fightful Select, that Talent that we spoke to did not confirm. The most involved thought that the original WrestleMania 35 match should have been a one-on-one match, as Steve Milhausen had noted on Twitter. A source familiar with the situation said that Becky Lynch did not seem bothered by the notion that the match was no longer happening. Good, she shouldn't be. But there wasn't an update on what her match at the show would actually be. Then they go on to say, it goes without saying, but we're told that anything that Vince McMahon had in mind for next year before his departure isn't set for the show any longer. Ahead of Vince leaving, it was presumed that Cody Rhodes would end up competing for the WWE Championship at the show, which that should have been the plan all along. It should have been Roman Reigns defending his WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes, not defending both titles. I think it makes more sense for Roman Reigns to defend one of the titles against Cody Rhodes instead of both. All these geeks in the community saying that Roman Reigns is going to defend both titles against Cody. No. One is enough. One. It was presumed that Cody Rhodes would end up competing for the WWE Championship at the show. However, sources in creative told Fightful that while that was assumed, it wasn't outright told to them. WWE does want Logan Paul and The Rock for the show, but we gain. No, I don't want Logan Paul for the show. I sure want The Rock. I'd rather see The Rock I'd rather see The Rock at WrestleMania 39 than Logan Paul. The Rock. Unlike Logan Paul, The Rock actually used to be a wrestler. He used to be a professional wrestler. He's one of the greatest Attitude Era wrestlers of all time, man. Logan Paul, he's not a wrestler. He's a celebrity. Logan Paul doesn't need to be at WrestleMania 39. He doesn't need to be in a ring. He needs to be in a seat. I'm not doubting Logan Paul. It's just he's not a wrestler. He shouldn't be on TV wrestling. He should be in a seat watching all the matches. He should be attending WrestleMania 39 with his brother. Rather than WWE have them book him in a match. I don't think it makes sense. I really don't. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he won or lost to Roman Reigns or not. I don't care. He shouldn't be in the ring. He should be there watching all the matches, having a good time. We don't need Logan Paul wrestling at WrestleMania 39. I don't agree with this whatsoever. I really don't. But it says we gain no confirmation or whether or not either will appear. John Cena's status was also unclear to us, and internal conversation shifted from Austin Theory to Logan Paul recently. They confirmed that the other top talent was pushing to work with him as far back as July for WrestleMania. Oh, and by the way, Logan Paul and his girlfriend makes it official, by the way. I think Logan Paul, it's best for Logan Paul to focus on his podcast and his family. And not let WWE book him in a match where he knows he's not a wrestler, he's a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Why are you using people like Logan Paul? When you got a stacked Raw and SmackDown men's roster, you don't need Logan Paul. Look at all the talent you got. When that Raw and SmackDown men's and women's roster is going to be even more stacked after WrestleMania 39. You know the draft is coming up. Maybe. Heck, it's enough that they haven't ended the brand splits yet. I don't think. But they said that we can confirm that the top talent was pushing to work with him as far back as July for WrestleMania. There have actually been pitches with the company at that point for Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. But we haven't heard that discussion since the regime change. Good. Please do not bring that up. We do not want to see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes right now. That match could be saved at a later date. That match could be saved when Cody Rhodes goes heel. Not right now. Not a good time for that. Ringside News exclusively reported that WWE was pitching alternative ideas to if The Rock can't do WrestleMania. The Rock's going to be there. Come on. They're just trying to keep everything secret, just like The Rock's trying to keep his information secret. We know he's going to be there. The Rock might as well be there, man. I mean, he's not doing anything right now. I haven't seen him on commercials. I haven't seen him on TV. It's not like he's doing anything. He's an actor. I know he's an actor like John Cena is, but he's not as busy as John Cena is right now at this point. John Cena is more busy than The Rock right now as far as acting career goes. But this year's show is still very much a work in progress. WWE will need to figure out what their plans are with regards to the WWE title and women's title scene before the Royal Rumble. Following the Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania will be in full swing. What is y'all's take on this story? Seth Rollins collapsed and was helped to the back after Monday Night Raw last night. Now, this is a developing story to me. I mean, it shocked me because I didn't see that. I didn't notice that until I seen the video. Until I seen a video of footage surfacing on social media of Seth Rollins falling out. I didn't notice that until today, man. Hopefully Seth Rollins is all right. Hopefully it's nothing serious. So about the Seth Rollins collapsing incident. Oh man, hold on, y'all. I got a phone call. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. Anyways, I had an important phone call I had to take. I had no choice. It was my parent. I had no choice but to take it. I'm not just going to sit there and not take a phone call. Not ignore it. She was wanting to know if I was at work, but I said, no, I'm live. You guys should donate AEW Wednesday afternoon news. And the string must continue, guys. Anyways, about the Seth Rollins collapsing, Seth Rollins has accomplished a lot in WWE. We all know that. We all know he's a multi-time world champion and was invited in numerous solid feuds over the years. Rollins is not invincible as he was hurt in the past. It seems fans were also concerned about his well-being. I ain't gonna lie, I'm concerned about my well-being right now with all this eczema flaring up on my arms and hands. That explains why the doctors told me I have to drink 60 ounces of water. And I have to use Dove soap. I can't use any other soap. So that's a major change there for me going forward in life. And then I only have to use cologne that won't break me out. I can't use the cologne that I got on my dresser anymore. It sucks. I know it does. It really sucks. Sucks to see my eczema coming back up. For the first time ever since I was a teenager. I think when I was a teenager, I had it. And now to see my eczema flaring back up at work is not a good thing. It's really not. As seen on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins challenged Austin Theory for the United States Championship in the main event of the show. Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory was an intense one from the start to finish. It was one of the best matches on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, as both competitors gave it their all to win the match. Despite his best efforts, Seth Rollins was unable to win the match. Most importantly, guys, Seth Rollins is said to be okay. And I am okay. The eczema that flares up on my arms and hands, they're just bumps, they're just rashes. They're just like red bumps that just pop up. And that's not usual. That's unusual for me. For years, my eczema has never flared up till now. it shocked me it really shocked me the first day when my eczema flared up on my arms. I'm like, because when I seen it, I was like, oh, because I had my mouth open, I was shocked. My eyes was just open big. I was shocked when my eczema came up on the first day that it came up. On the first day that I had it. It just surprised me. It really did. And it's making me question, where am I getting this eczema from? Am I getting it from somebody? Is it the heat? Is it the heat at my job? Is it too hot at my job? Is it so hot at my job that my eczema can easily flare up? Because every time I come into work, it be warm. And then that's when it starts to get warm. That's when it seems like my eczema starts to flare up. You know what I'm saying? It may be too hot it may be too hot at that job, man. My eczema has never flared up coming home. It's flared up going into work. Like literally, as soon as I go in there and get started, I would start to feel my eczema coming up. That's not a good feeling. I hate that. Really. That's why I got cream. I'm going to start taking my cream with me. And I have to start taking 60 ounces of water with me every week that I have to go to work and drink it until I'm done. I drink my water while I'm walking to work. I have to, man. My body can't be dehydrated. Well, my eczema's going to flare up. My eczema can flare up when it's really, really warm. And it was really, really warm yesterday at the job, at my job where I work at. But anyways, back to what I was reading to you guys. As revealed by fan footage after the show went off the air, Seth Rollins struggled to exit from the ring area. At one point, he fell to the ground before getting back up again. Due to this, many fans were concerned that Rollins might have been injured. It appears that he could have hurt the same knee that gave him trouble years ago. Hopefully, Rollins did not suffer any serious injury. He'll be healthy enough to compete in the ring again. Ringside News is going to keep me and other young YouTube content creators that are wrestling fans up to date on this situation. And I'm getting ready to pull up the video of them helping Seth Rollins. I want to show you guys this because this is very, very heartbroken. Very, very sad. It's a sad situation for this guy right here, man. Seth Rollins is one of the best in-ring performers. He's one of the best in-ring performers this generation has ever seen, man. With one of the best gimmicks on Monday Night Raw. It's safe to say he didn't deserve what he got, man. He didn't. All right, guys, here we go, man. I'm going to show you guys this video. Let's turn the music off for a second. All right, guys, here it is. They're helping Seth Rollins get up. They were helping Seth Rollins get up after he collapsed. You know, it's strange that he collapsed because that happens to be the same night that football player collapsed. You know, the football player that the Panthers sent their thoughts and prayers to? Yeah, that happened to be the same night that the football player collapsed. There's no connection. I mean, it seems like there was a connection. Yeah, actually, never mind no connection. It seems like there is a connection between Seth Rollins and that football player collapsing like that. My thoughts go out to Seth Rollins, man. Hopefully he heals. Hopefully that football player gets well too. That's a sad situation. Yeah, cool. just collapsing like that. Seth Rollins might have been on steroids, collapsing like that. I don't know. Who's to say every wrestler takes steroids? Really? I don't know. You never know these days, man. You never know. It was said that some wrestlers take steroids in WWE. But I didn't really believe that. And I kind of still don't believe it. So, what are y'all's thoughts on that video? Let me know. I'll tell you one thing, it's very, very cloudy outside. It looks like it's getting ready to storm. It's getting ready to do something really bad outside. Emma said she wants a title reign during her second run with WWE. While speaking to Ryan, that clown, Satin, on Out of Character, Emma revealed that she wants to hold a title in WWE. This is something that she wants to knock off her bucket list this time around. Says here, and I quote from Emma, "I have actually never held a title in WWE, believe it or not. When it does happen, it'll be that much better, right? Yeah, so that defiantly is a long goal of mine, to be women's champion in WWE," says Emma. She goes on to continue by saying, "I mean, that would defiantly be the ultimate goal, but I am happy to work myself up to that." End quote. Emma's return to WWE came after Triple H took control of the company's creative direction. She was paired up with her real-life boyfriend, Madcap Moss, after that. Emma later admitted that she has to pinch herself to make sure this dream is a reality. What's y'all's take on Emma's WWE return? Cody Rhodes' WWE return will apparently not be a Royal Rumble surprise. Says Ringside News. I know they're lying, man. I know they're lying. Whoever told them to write this article is a liar, man. Whoever brought this up. Oh, Dave Meltzer brought it up. Probably. Dave Meltzer is a liar, dude. No way. No freaking way. How would Cody Rhodes not? How would he think? How dare he to think that Cody Rhodes is not freaking returning to the Royal Rumble? So what makes Dave Meltzer think that Cody Rhodes will not be a surprise Royal Rumble return or Royal Rumble appearance? What makes Dave Meltzer think that Cody Rhodes' WWE return will not be a Royal Rumble surprise, man? I gotta wonder, man. I wonder. It makes me freaking think and wonder, man. How? Dave Meltzer's got to be blind or crazy or something. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer talked about Cody Rhodes' return to WWE. It was noted that since WWE decided to release a vignette hyping up Cody Rhodes' return, it is evident WWE will not be surprising fans with a return at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, right. Sure thing. Sure they won't be. It says here, and I quote, "I had always figured that Cody Rhodes' return would be a surprise at the Royal Rumble, but it's absolutely not going to be, as they're doing a multi-part series building up his return." End quote. Cody Rhodes is also the current favorite to win the Royal Rumble this year. We'll have to wait and see whether the American Nightmare will be winning the match and book his ticket for WrestleMania 39. Fans would love to see him be throwing Roman Reigns at the shows. You guys excited about Cody Rhodes? And your last WWE Tuesday afternoon news for the day is on Booker T. Booker T was apparently supposed to leave WWE commentary role at the end of 2022. He should have been. They should have left Booker T alone, man. Should have left Booker T to his Hall of Fame podcast duties. I don't know why they have to bring Booker T back as commentary for NXT. We don't need Booker T as NXT commentary. He sounds terrible on NXT commentary. Same with Vince Joseph. They both sound horrible on commentary. NXT has some good action, but the commentary team is fucking garbage. Speaking on his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T revealed that he was supposed to end his time in NXT by the start of the new year. It doesn't seem like that is still the plan at this gesture. I was hoping it was the plan. Get him out! Shit, man. It says here, and I quote, "My thing is that the job was only supposed to be until the end of December, but like I said," says Booker T, "what's that kid's name that used to work there? Wayne Barrett." He calls Wayne Barrett, oh God. What an insult to Wayne Barrett, first of all. He calls Wayne Barrett a fucking kid. He's not even a kid, man. Either Booker T is as dumb as green grass, or Booker T's brain is not functioning like it used to anymore. Or he must be as blind as the fucking ceiling or something. I don't know, man. He just called Wayne Barrett a kid, man. Legitimately, that just sounds like an insult to me, man. It does. The way it's said on here. Wayne Barrett, yeah, Wayne Barrett, he's gone and forgotten, as you can see. End quote. We'll have to see who is sitting on the commentary table when NXT returns to the USA Network in 2023. Hopefully it's not Booker T and Vince Joseph. Get him out. It seems that Wayne Barrett's new home on SmackDown opened up a brand new opportunity for Booker T. If anything, he seems to really enjoy this gig. Well, not for long, because Pat McAfee will be back on commentary soon after his vacation or his honeymoon or whatever he's on, because he gets a great view of Roxanne Perez's run as NXT Women's Champion. Booker T does. What's y'all's take on Booker T on commentary? That's going to do it for your WWE Tuesday afternoon news. Now we're going to go over your AEW Tuesday afternoon news, and I will be out of here. As soon as I end the stream, I'm immediately getting ready for work, and I'm immediately walking my tail to work, so I won't be late. I don't have much AEW news for you guys today, but I can tell you right now that the AEW locker room is not happy about Dax Harwood's new podcast. That is a major development. That is a shock. I am shocked to hear that. That news came up floating around on social media, and I thought I'd give you guys this news, because I know some of you guys are a fan of Dax Harwood and FTR, you know. Let me see if I can find it. It was on here somewhere. There it is. So apparently the AEW locker room is not happy about his podcast. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Brian Alvarez mentioned the AEW locker room isn't pleased about what Dax Harwood said on his podcast. This update apparently came from different people, so it's not just one disgruntled wrestler. From what I heard from different people, it says, and I quote from Brian, "Not the people who you probably heard from. They were not particularly happy at all about this. All I heard the other day was how unhappy people were about that podcast. It is understandable why some people would be unhappy with comments made by Dax Harwood on his podcast. During the podcast, Harwood made controversial statements about a number of topics. Obviously, some people in AEW disagree with him in a big way. As a result of this, there have been backlash from both fans and fellow wrestlers. It's unlikely that Tony Khan will say anything to Harwood about his podcast at this point in time. Ringside News have to keep their eyes open for Dax Harwood's next podcast. And I'm going to definitely keep peeled for his podcast because odds are, well, the only podcast I watch really is JD. But odds are he will keep playing big stories because that means more fans will listen. In the meantime, it seems he might have lost some favor with the AEW roster. Tony Schiavone sets record straight on plans to retire from pro wrestling commentary. While speaking on the latest What Happened When podcast, Schiavone cleared up some comments he made on his podcast about being tired, which some took to mean that he would be retiring soon. Those comments kicked off headlines of retirement. Adam Du Bois says here, and I quote, I talked to him yesterday with our bonus podcast. He said, so you're returning, huh? I went. What the fuck are you talking about? And then he goes on to say, apparently one day I was tired and said, man, I'm just tired. Maybe I'll just do a podcast with you and do video games the rest of my life. Well, that became like a clickbait. And so I'd like to say that the people who put that on the clickbait are liars. They're pieces of shit. That's what he said. They can go fuck themselves. How does that sound? I even sent an email to one of them. He goes on to say, I said, I know you and your readers hate me. That's fine. But I have no plans to step away from announcing. The clickbait headline is completely false. That's all I said. Listen, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Tony Schiavone says he continues to say, so why would I leave? Sure, I got tired. I stayed up all night on Tuesday night and got no sleep on Wednesday night. And I ended up sleeping most of the day. Say until late afternoon when we got to do some work to get Rampage out the door. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Hope you are well too. End quote. It's good to know that Tony Schiavone is not retiring right now. I mean, he is one of the bright spots of AEW currently on commentary, and his interactions with Britt Baker eventually. He will walk from AEW Pro Wrestling. It's good to hear that he is having fun with his current employee. Do you guys think that Schiavone will walk away in the near future? Another AEW star is out with an injury. Uh-oh, not good. Doesn't bode well for AEW and Tony Khan, I'll tell you that much. Not good. Tony Khan's company saw a different period of time in the past several months this year. This was mostly because quite a few of their top stars were injured and on the shelf. Many stars, such as CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, and more, were out of action due to injury for a long time. Matt Hardy recently took Twitter, commented on his upcoming match with Isaiah Cassidy. While reviewing the other private party member, Mark Quinn is out of action due to injury. Says here, and I quote, since Mark Quinn is going to be out of action for a bit, myself and Isaiah Cassidy are marching forward. We teamed up on AEW Dark Elevation and plan on stealing the show. It's a new year. I'm going into it with a new attitude. End quote. President Tony Khan also stated that he believes AEW rebounded well from all the injuries last year. We have to wait to see when Mark Quinn will be returning to in-ring action. What's y'all's take on what Tony Khan said? And your last AEW Tuesday afternoon news is on Keith Lee walking down single letter with interesting new trademark. According to recent trademark filings from trademark attorneys, Michael E. Dawkins, Keith Lee filed a very interesting trademark application on December 28th. Keith Lee is looking to lock down a stylized X letter, which he will use for his own devices. We'll have to see how Keith Lee uses this new trademark. There are a lot of ways he could use the X logo because that letter would look good on just about any type of merchandise. What's y'all's take on this new trademark for Keith Lee? That is all of your AEW and WWE went to the news I have, folks. If you enjoyed my Monday Night Raw review, like I said earlier, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you do. I'll be live for Wrestle Kingdom 17 and AEW Dynamite tomorrow. So be in the live chat for that. For those live streams, I'm off tomorrow. So I hope to see you guys in the live chat for both of those watch-alongs. Hope to see you guys in the live chat for my NXT review. That will be in the morning. And my Dynamite review, that will be Thursday afternoon. I hope you guys have a good Tuesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I'm out of here. I got to get going.